Alrighty, welcome guys and girls to, well, as you can see, another update video. I redecorated my room a little bit Halloween-y. I haven't gotten through the catalog yet, obviously, because the update actually dropped like 2 hours ago. But since I actually have good internet now, finally, I could actually download the update in fast manner and actually play it a little bit. Now normally with these types of update review videos, I normally go on stream, play the update for like a billion hours, what feels like normally like I start them like, oh my god, I played now for 7 or 8 hours, here's my take on it. I didn't do it this time because I actually have something else to do in a little bit, but I still wanted to get the update first impressions. This is not gonna be a review necessarily because I haven't done everything, I will admit, but I guess like first impressions of it, which I will say straight up front, this video is not gonna be like, this is not the best update ever. It's actually probably on the weaker side. But before anyone nails me down in the comments, yes, there's been the data breach on Red Barrels, so that needs to be kept in mind. That being said, I will go ahead and obviously give you my personal opinion on it, and my personal opinion on it is basically, it's alright, it's okay, but I don't wanna say I expected more because again, data breach, whatever the fuck, but it's missing something. So yeah, small overview over the update. We have Program Geister again, which is basically behaving the same as last year. Here it is. I like the artwork of it. Basically, let's go on this actually. This is, by the way, the new MK. I will talk about it in a sec. But basically, you have like hallucinations, more imposters, and then ranged enemies are like the main key component part, as well as the extract organ samples new side objective. It's basically like the posters or something else in that manner. However, you actually have to slow down, like it's like searching bodies for keys, so you actually have to do an action which takes a little bit, so you can't just do it mid-chase, which is very good and adds a little bit something different, even though it's still samey. I enjoy it quite a lot. That being said, the event arranged enemies is obviously nice, that it is returning. And you know, we have hallucinations and more imposters. Hallucinations is actually funny because they added new jump scares, and some of them are actually horrible, like in a good way, like behind the doors and you're getting grabbed, or opening hiding spots and you're getting grabbed. It's actually, like, some of this stuff is actually, oh my god, it will take some getting used to, and it really reminds me about when I first started playing this game, and the Skinnerman still always got me, like, jump scare wise. Nowadays it doesn't, but now I have to readjust again, and it's pretty funny. That being said, I think the event is a bit underwhelming, I won't lie. Yeah, it's nice that we have enraged enemies, which adds a little bit more, especially on the higher difficulties. I don't think it's on standard. Yeah, on standard it doesn't even exist. It's on the intensive and psychosurgery we have enraged enemies. And the new spooks are funny and whatnot, but if you look at it, we had a similar weekly, which was like the imposter syndrome weekly, where we already had this main component recently, and that was pretty much the worst weekly ever. So yeah, this is definitely not the greatest event, like it's on the lower bracket if you wanna say about it. Now again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there was like this data breach, which if you haven't caught up with it, it's like 1.8 terabyte got stolen or something for ransom. It's like a wild thing going around, so you cannot be like, oh my god, they were so lazy and whatnot. But yeah, I will just throw in two examples like right in the room, which I would maybe love to see like next year, for example, if they're doing a Halloween event again that would add something new to the table. and you know, make things fresh again. Because again, as cool as like stuff like enraged enemies is, it's nothing new, and that's maybe the main problem, the key problem with it. And I really hope when Winter Kills returns, which is gonna in December, that this will not be a reskin of Toxic Shock, which it was / is in like old early access days. And that Winter Kills will actually have a new gimmick altogether, because then it's gonna really suck. Then it's just gonna really suck. But yeah, 2 examples, for example, what could have been nice into the Halloween spirit. For one, have a variator where items and objectives can be fake, and if you come close to them, then they disappear. Would have been really cool. Also, same with like fake enemies. I don't know how you would actually do that, but enemies like spawning you, and if they come close to you, they also disappear. Could have been interesting. Or an idea that I actually suggested. I have no idea how you would make that work lore-wise. Like, lore-wise, it would probably make 0 sense. But you have a variator where all enemies are invisible and you can only see them with night vision, similar to Franco's traps. I think that would be quite the challenge without it being overbearing. Like, it wouldn't be as challenging as, let's say, Countdown or Toxic Shock or whatnot, but it would still hold its own challenge, and it would actually make night vision more of a factor. Like, just throwing in 2 ideas randomly that I thought of, since we're discussing like Program Geister right now. That being said, the update has some new additions which I can list you right now. 4 of the most important ones is that Stick Together actually now disables when you're the last person alive. We've been asking for that ever since Program Omega, and now it's finally in the game. Thank God. X-Ray got a small buff where you can now see dead teammates. I won't lie, that's fucking useless, because don't you already just see the name, like the player name text anyways? Like, it's maybe good to, if let's say there's an enemy in a room and you have to relocate, like locate the body and like the right opportunity maybe, but it still doesn't do anything, and X-Ray still needs so much more help. Besides that's it for wig and amp changes, by the way. There's nothing more in that department. The variator, what's it called, like the exit rush thing has actually been changed. That it's basically the exit time now starts immediately, like the button press thing doesn't get into play. And Franco traps now are slightly visible when you don't have night vision. I won't lie, that change is kind of like because I think not seeing the traps was a little bit of a skill issue in my opinion, but oh well, it's fine, I guess. That being said, the absolute highlight of this update is this right here. Let's talk about that for a little bit. And that has Eliminate the Past. It's the 5th police station MK, and it's a really good example from doing a lot with basically nothing. To summarize this trial for you, like, I'm not trying to spoil too much, but basically you're on the Cancel the Autopsy map. You have to find the document thingies from the mansion mission and shred them, and you are actually on a timer, and depending on how many documents you got, the ending, like the escape the trial ending, will be easier or harder, like depending on how many you got, which is such a cool and unique concept. And you know, the timer also starts immediately, so you are also under time pressure as well. This is such a unique concept for an MK challenge, and I hope we will see more unique concepts like that. Of course, it's a bit, yeah, it's the Cancel the Autopsy map that everyone knows because everyone speedruns this map for farming. Yay! Which, speaking of farming, the catalog is actually quite nice. Okay, here are the tasks. But I started with is 66% complete. Here you can see all the stuff from last year. It's not all the stuff from last year, but it's the most important stuff from last year, which is good. So you have a chance to get all that cool stuff. Pretty nice. And then you have this outfit, which is top tier. This is like an S tier skin in my opinion. And then you have like this room thing, which is pretty funny. And yeah, some other stuff here and there, pretty nice. Again, I played for like 1 hour and then already got down with like the first page. So if you are a Trials, like an avid Trials player, and you go through the challenges, which you can see like right here, which also has 2 parts unlike Countdown, you will be done with this fast, but you gotta realize that newer players will have to go through 9 pages instead of only 3. But yeah. And that's pretty much it. I probably forgot something. And also there's probably some stuff that has changed in the background that is not mentioned in the patch notes, as always. Small heads up, Reborn is currently bugged. That's the one thing that I noticed already, is I wanted to do a Reborn and it just doesn't let you. And even if you complete it, it says trial failed. So if you're a Reborn farmer, wait until it's getting fixed. Also, as a overall impression, I will have to say, and again, I have to keep saying this because someone's gonna be like, oh my god, you're so negative all the time, how it was like with the Toxic Shock video, but I have to phrase it that way. Like, the update is alright, especially considering the data breach, but if you are an Outlast Trials farm gamer, and especially if you're on a little bit of a break, yeah, maybe checking in a little bit might be fine. But this update will not bring you back, as in you will grind a lot of trials, in my opinion. There's just a lot of the same old with Geister, which again, stuff like the new jump scares are like cool and fine and whatnot, but it's all the same old with no new cool variator. Like the Countdown event added such an interesting thing, which made me really grind a whole lot of that. Geister does not. And besides that, the update doesn't really change a whole lot about the game. Like, rigs have not been really changed, amps have not really been changed, and yeah, there's that. But yeah, besides that, that's my little review. Or I should say, like, first impressions again. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for Outlast Trials for more Outlast Trials content in the near future. And have a great rest of your day and take care, everyone. Bye bye.